Kaleidoscopic Tendencies, and today we are doing a new moon oracle message for someone. This isn't tied to anyone specific, I just felt there was a message coming through. So being that this is timeless, this is an oracle message for someone, whether it be for this new moon, the next new moon, somewhere in between. But there's some level of excitement within this reading. I haven't even pulled any cards yet, so I'm gonna pull them with you. But whenever you're supposed to see this, you'll see this, and I'm excited. So let's get into it. If you would like to scrub through the preparation process, you're welcome to. But I'm gonna pull the cards and we will get into it for you. So I'm gonna start here with the Angelarium deck. So let's get your energy started with this. I'm gonna be quiet for a moment just to get a sense of the reading, sense of the message, get some cards laid out for you, and then we'll get straight into it for you here. I'm gonna pull it naturally. Anything else? Okay. I'll show you these cards in just a moment. This is the Keepers of Light Oracle deck. A lot of the Ascended Mastery energy in this one. What does the reader need to see with this message? Anything else? Last pull. Lots of cards are coming through. Wow. Okay. Do some tarot. I'm going to go into this once we are finished pulling cards. That way, anyone who is just jumping to the message directly will be able to hold on to every bit and piece of this. But this is very interesting. This is beautiful. it's, again, there's a certain level of excitement in it, and that's kind of just a part of the message. I feel like there's also a bit of sorrow or release happening here, but this is an exciting release. This is a really big release period to really begin manifesting, really begin opening the doorways, the portals into a new direction, a new path. Deepening your connection with yourself, your higher self, your spirit guides, taking on divine guidance. So wow. Anything else? Okay, this is gonna be the last pull, Spirit. Okay, one more pull. Bottom of the deck, 10 of Cups. Wow, wow, wow. Okay, and then I'm just gonna pull a few cards from the Shamanic Medicine Oracle deck. Holy wow. Okay. I will show you these in just a moment. I'm gonna run through. In the comments, if anyone's interested in letting me know if you prefer speaking or listening to me speak like this, or if you would prefer to me specifically directly show you the cards and speak to you that way. I feel like I talk with my hands a lot, and I do things with my hands and express almost imagery through my expression and facial expressions, etc. when I'm talking, and that I think assists a lot of listeners with knowing and deepening their connection with the message I have to give, because I'm just a very expressive and detailed individual. But if you feel that you would prefer to see the messages while looking at the cards in real time, let me know. I would love to know. I would also love to gain community with you guys a bit more, and gain any sort of feedback or clarity, anything. If you resonate with this, I would love to connect with you guys. So let me know. Okay, last pull. Okay. Bottom of the deck, upper world future. This is a brilliant message. This is a beautiful message. Okay, let's get into it. All right. So, the first card we have is Leliel, Angel of Night in reverse. Angel Layla. It's interesting. Her archetype in the angelic realm, because of course she's in this deck, but this deck is surrounded by a lot of actual angelic entities, and some of them have a little bit shifted names, but it's connected to the angelic realm, literally. Angel Layla in this deck. Angel Layla is a personification of the angel of night. She is very much the archetype that is the protector, the light source in the darkness. She's ruled by the moon, and she assists illumination, intuition, being able to uncover any sort of truths that are hidden within the darkness. And this is also a big part of, I believe, who your higher self has relation to. I also saw it in the reverse as the experience of you now integrating your higher self into your physical vessel. The spirit of your higher self is really making its way down into the being, into the soul, and you're awakening certain biological genetic DNA codes that's really causing this energy to become a drop-in spirit, to connect and integrate into your being, so that way you can move with your higher self, being able to assist you at the wheel, make the navigations. And it's because of how much work you have done. You've really done so much work to connect with your higher self and really learn, you know, what you want from the future, what you have healed from, and also more of the truths behind who your soul is and what it's here to experience. So with Angel Layla here, that is a lot of the energy that I was getting, and I got it in the reverse as it's literally dropping down, integrating, coming through the crown. You're being in alignment, allowing the flow Taurus field energy to move and happen for you. And so that's what I got from this card. The second card we have here is Samikiel, Angel of Vengeance. Okay, and this is a really good card. I saw this a lot as this protective nature within your spirit team that's serving you. This could even be a collective body of ancestry that is serving you in protection, that's seeking out any sort of vengeance that has played out within your life. And now you're at a point where you've moved past, I think, a lot of persecution externally, to where you're now really choosing to see where in your life you are extremely valid. The things within the past that have been valid from you, you're accumulating a lot of strength through the past now. I also saw too is, you know, you may have held a lot of either shame or guilt or lack of trust around yourself for the way you may have stood up for yourself in the past, or, you know, come forward with some energy that was defensive, that had a big voice, had a lot to say and share. And this energy is now coming in to teach you where that was valid, where it's okay, and where it's graceful, where, you know, this is literally a part of your being, a part of your shadow that is bringing in this integration of your validity, of your spirit, of your soul, as a proper function of your own. So I saw that too as like, there may have been a few things within the past that like your spirit guides really aren't okay with happening externally to you. You know, they have this sort of like vengeance. We also have in the Keepers of Light Oracle, we have Lord Shiva here with being medicinal leader, you know, maybe giving the taste of someone's own medicine back to them. Your spirit has your back. They recognize you for who you are, what you've done, and what you're really coming into here. So no one trusts that you are very protected. Again, this is someone's oracle message. This is timeless. So whenever you're supposed to hear this, then that's exactly like you watching this. Whenever you're watching this is what you're supposed to know now. And this is a congratulations from spirit, correct? But it's also so much deeper than that. This is, I believe it's going to go into a lot of the things that you have integrated through your process as a soul, the next levels of initiation you're going to be taking within your ascended mastery journey. This is a lot. So I'm getting a lot of information coming in from all directions, and I'm sensing so many different types of spirits here with you. You have a very broad spirit team, whether it be angelic, whether it be ascended mastery, whether it be, you know, totem animals, spirit animals, power animals, whether it be, did I say ancestry? Also, like the ascended mastery within your ancestry, the individuals within the past, within, you know, the darkness, the lower dimensions that have obtained the key for their own selves, that have led into an ascended mastery journey, and they're serving you in such a way because you are on the same path as them. Okay, I'm seeing this little floaty in my peripheral here. Also a lot of like archangel energy. This is so many different dimensions of spirit guidance you have. You have a huge body of spirit team. And so if you don't know that, I want you to know that right now. The next card, we have Chakma Right Eye Wisdom. Okay. And we have, sorry if you couldn't really see that, Chakma Right Eye Wisdom. And we have Shaligiel Angel of Snow. Okay. And so as those are following this Shaligiel Angel of Vengeance here, I really saw that as the aspects of the places in the past, the memories of the past for which you feel you have fallen. They were experiences to catapult you, pull you back just a little bit in order to catapult you so far forward. And because of your experiences, because of your dedication, your strength, your soul's drive through the experience, especially when it comes to your healing journey, you have Chakma Right Eye Wisdom, accumulated so much wisdom through all of the experiences. You, as a soul, were meant to do this, but you have done it is the factor here, that you have taken all of the darkness, taken all of the lessons of the past, all of the trauma, all of the pain that represented, I'm getting the idea that it represented so much deeper than you may have known. There's a lot of ancestral energy here that is thanking you for doing and seeing and moving and healing with the things that they had faced themselves and they weren't able to overcome. They are graciously holding you in a lot of gratitude here for the sake of you going through these things, also as a reflection of their own pain because of the empath that you are. Your soul chose to experience a lot of the trending traumas within your ancestry within this experience, and you have mastered them, you have changed them, you have healed from them. You're moving forward very swiftly with your healing, and you're breaking these generational traumas and cycles fluidly. You're doing it so smoothly, so gracefully, and so quickly that these are a lot of the things that your ancestry wasn't able to do for themselves. So they hold you in a very high regarded space because you are truly walking down the path that they tried and tried and tried, but didn't have the full strength that you have to conquer it. Okay. With this Chakma Right Eye Wisdom, I saw that as all of the wisdom that you hold ancestrally, all of the wisdom your soul holds, your heart holds. And now at this point, because you have integrated so much and learned so much from your experience and possibly ancestral karmas, traumas, cycles, you are now the wisdom keeper. You now are the one to have learned so much from the experience, and it's giving the entire spirit of that tree life again. You're reawakening the soul, the oversoul of its whole unit, okay? Through yourself, okay? So this is a lot. Again, this is so much integration into being a singular one individual within this modern world. And you're doing it. You're completely doing it. And now to a point, you're integrating this oversoul of this unit, this multifaceted spirit unit into you, and you're moving with it. You're doing something with it. You are creating and being and providing this whole new pillar beacon of light for yourself and the world around you. Something so huge through you. This is through you. I'm trying to like over express this because I don't know how to fully comprehend to express the level of incredibility that is within that. I want you to sit with that for a second. I want you to really embrace the vibrancy. I don't even know what the right word is for that. It's incredible. It is beautiful. It is amazing. And I feel like you're very humbled. I feel like you are a very humbled out individual for this wisdom you hold. You need to expand, rip that open, and sit within the room of this energy. Sit within the room of your spirit team surrounding you as well, holding you in this spotlight of grace, of gratitude, of love, and they're so proud of you. Okay, so being that you have learned so much from this darkness, so much from this persecution, so much from this trauma, this past, all of this experience, and now you're integrating your higher self to assist you at the steering wheel of this drive through life. It has awakened the sparkle. It has awakened the light. It has awakened this influential, honestly contagious side of you that is going to, it already has, begin illuminating so much truth in your reality, in other people's reality, in your community, within even like, I'm getting the idea of even just like random strangers that you come across. You create this illumination for others where, Shaligio Angel of Snow, we have this like frozen ruins, desolate space, right? It's very still and empty and just, it honestly feels like it's full of loss, and you create this magical silver lining, this magical light, this sparkle that helps bring a sense of excitement, of hope, of truth, of continuance to such a world that's full of so much pain. And you do that here with Malkuth for the ground, for the kingdom. You recognize the truth of the beauty of the kingdom, of the ground, of the world. And because of that, and especially with sharing so much of your wisdom of that, you're awakening so much magic for the world around you. You're helping others also recognize this beauty within this world, within, you know, what reality is for someone. And with this Javura, left-hand judgment in the reverse, I saw that as you shift people's judgment around this, you shift people's judgment around what it is to be within this experience, to become the curator of your own reality, to, you know, be, in a sense, someone who uses their voice to drive proper judgment upon this experience that derives from a space of hope, of clarity, of wisdom, of love, rather than vengeance, rather than, you know, honestly, like false judgment. I even see like you bring a new sense of clarity to this world, this light, and it's taking away, honestly, I'm saying maybe even a lot of people's like abilities to be judgmental, to, you know, persecute, to see the world through such darker lenses rather than what the beauty that lays within the darkness holds. You re-illuminate a lot of the beautiful factors of life and living for your community through allowing them to sort of take a look through your lens while you're expressing your perspectives. I also saw too, is this Javura left-hand judgment card in the reverse. I saw that as maybe, as you are relatively very humble, there is this energy that you might not fully understand your role as someone who calls judgment. Okay, the function of being a judge upon something has been very misconstrued and misused within this world, and this might be where you have a hard time leaning into that kind of being a part of your role here. There is this sense of balance that innately comes with judgment, and being able to call judgment honorably and morally and justly. It's when you can really balance the aspects of mercy on one scale and annihilation on the other, and create this clear perspective where you can integrate the law of the balance of mercy and annihilation into one. And now it's like you're serving as this single pillar that holds up these scales, and you might be afraid of using that. You might be afraid of the power of, you know, really having the voice of judgment that brings so much clarity and justice and love and balance to this world. And that, of course, can be stemmed from in the past being persecuted, right? Being persecuted for maybe being a very loving, kind, open individual. And then all of a sudden, you know, you get put in, the dog snoring, you get put in a situation where, you know, someone starts taking advantage of that love and kindness of you because they perceive it as a weakness. And so you've had to sometimes erupt, use your voice, and become very stark and assertive, and, you know, stand your ground. And that's where the persecution has happened. And so that might be why you have some ties that still prevent you from embracing this role as a judge, as a moral keeper. I see that really as like an Akashic moral keeper. There's a lot of beings here that are meant to serve as the judges of the Akashic kingdom, okay? And the Akashic kingdom is simply the angelic realm, okay? It's the same thing. And as the angelic realm really is the overseers of this plane, the Akashic site of this plane, you are the ground vessel to help them see, to help them make decisions. Your soul transcribes your experience in order to send off messages to the Akashic realm. So that way, the higher ups, the angelic realm can really make decisions, the guardians can make decisions energetically on what happens collectively. If this goes into starseeds, okay, if you are into the whole starseed aspect, this goes to the Arcturians, to the Pleiadians, to the councils that really, you know, are trying to serve this planet healthily and assist the ascension process collectively in co-creation with the body of nature, with Gaia, in order to help everything evolve to where it's supposed to be. I think there's a part of you that understands that at some point this land was very sacred, and it still is, right? But this land is very sacred, and we're here to be the keepers of it. We're here to be the garden keepers, to help it thrive and be in co-creation and divine experience with it, you know, creating a very lawful and collaborative experience with all that is and all we are. And so choosing to really embody this, and I think that your soul at some point, whether it be now with an epiphany within this message or somewhere down the line, you're really learning how to gain comfortability behind your voice of reason within that, with judgment, with holding, you know, such a grand mission of working and being a council member of the Akashic Kingdom, to be here to deliver the proper judgment and sight for the world around you. We're here to be the curators, and that includes having to really adhere to our soul's mission in order to let the energy drive out. I feel that there's possibly a lot of anxiousness behind that, but I do want to help you understand that that is okay. Going through a lot of this, you know, that's a part of my role as well. And so a big part of this message is coming a lot from my own experience. There's, you know, some differences here, but it's coming from a lot of my own experiences and reflection of knowing how hard it is to embrace this sometimes. There was a point where I was getting these channeled messages that I was ground shaking, channeled messages that I knew that there was a lot of people here that didn't know this stuff. And so I was shaky with the phone in my hand trying to record these messages, unable to properly ground myself to deliver these things. And I will tell you right now that over time it gets more comfortable, it gets more steady. The more that you know, dive yourself into this energy, be surrounded with this energy etherically, be in meditation, be in co-creation with your spirit team, your spirit guides. Even if, say, you like to meditate and do trance meditation, astral work, this is really going to help you adhere to your comfortability behind, you know, this dimensional realm. Because when you do access this stuff, it's coming from so much higher dimensions. And I think there's a part of you and a part of your spirit that really thrives in a higher vibrational, higher density, higher dimensional energy. And this is because this is where you're supposed to be. You know, you're kind of meant to be this bridge, this person who can traverse all of the different dimensions in order to retrieve something for the world around you. You know, it's almost more of a shamanic way of living, being someone who can master the bridge between worlds. And I think that's absolutely beautiful. And I think you're really coming into kind of understanding the details behind this. In the Ascended Mastery Oracle deck we have the Shekinah, Sacred Self. This is the representation of the Sophia. Okay, if you know what that is, I'll talk about it in a moment. Unleash your spirit, express your gifts, dance with the sacred rhythm of life. I'll go into that in a moment. We have Gaia, Earth Connection, and I think all of these were upright, but this one specifically, there's a couple in here that stood out as representation of parts of your guidance and your higher self, these character types that kind of all entangle into one being, right? We have Gaia, Earth Connection. Be mindful of the planet, come back to Earth, stay grounded. This could be a reminder also to, while you are surfing the different dimensions of reality, right? This is a reminder to make sure that you, of course, ground yourself after exploring, or while you are exploring, so that way you have a good tether. But also this, I think, is a really good representation of who you are as an individual. You serve as this, like, almost your own version of this great mother, of this divine feminine who cares so deeply about the world around you and has a connection as if she's a part of yourself. I don't know if I showed you the Shekinah. Here's that one. Or the Shekinah. The Sophia. And then we have here Isis. Magic manifesting. Your dreams, visions, and goals are becoming a reality. Stay focused. So Isis here. We have Diana, focused intention. Think about what you desire, set your sights high, expect the best possible outcome. And then we have hope, love, and acceptance. Love is yours. Recognize your divine worth. Choose loving thoughts. I also saw, of course, being so yellow, I saw a lot of solar plexus energy with this one. The dog is just snoring away under the table. And then we have Horus, cosmic gateway. Your thoughts are magnetic and powerful. Miraculous changes are occurring. Not only does this tie to this Isis card because it's Egyptian, right? It also ties together in the aspects of manifestation and the way that our neurological network, our mental plane, really adheres our manifestations. I think you've come into a really good point of initiation with your ability to manifest, your ability to use your mind to really create these blueprints of manifestations and connections, literal energetic cords to the thing, to the manifestation, to the outcome. You've really aligned yourself in becoming a generator that accumulates so much energy to assist all of these wires that go externally or wherever that link to your manifestations. It gives so much clear ways to help your guides, help you navigate those manifestations, to help you achieve those manifestations. There's a lot of magnetism that you've learned to master around that so far. And this is going to strengthen, okay? This is really going to strengthen throughout your life. And probably in the very near future, you're moving very swiftly. But it looks like you may have had some sort of epiphany around that. And you are letting, like, the literal neurons create this electricity of magnetism that is aligning so much for you within manifesting, within your abilities, within your ability to be precise and sharp and intuitive. We have Lord Shiva, transcendence. Rise up, honor your inner force. Steps are being given. Dance with the universe. This also comes back to this Shekinah here, the Sophia. Dance to the sacred rhythm of life. And dance with the universe. Rise up, honor your inner force. Steps are being given. Lord Shiva. I'm also seeing possibly a lot of, like, eclectic genetics here, a lot of, like, ranges of ancestry, a lot of different cultural embodiments of your ancestry, and possibly even like a pathway of migration that your ancestry has taken through so many ranges of ancient cultures. Okay, ancient cultures. I don't know who you are. I want you to tell me. I want you to tell me. but you have such a deep connection with so many varieties of things, cultures, archetypes. Like, there's a lot of souls who usually serve with like maybe one or two dominant archetypes, but you hold like a literal family of so many versions of archetypes, and you're just here as this one individual being the channel of all of it. Does that make sense? I know that might feel very kaleidoscopic and hard, right? But the point is to embrace the range, embrace the flow, embrace the variety. I feel proud about that. That may have been, you know, some sort of sensitivity of yours within the past, because it makes the external world have a hard time understanding exactly who you are. Leave them hanging, leave them curious, let them be curious, you know. It's kind of mysteriously magical, so I like it. Embrace it more. Then we have charity, prayer, and contemplation. Connect with heaven, ask and you shall receive. This is how strong you are, okay? Ask and you shall receive. If you're looking for answers and don't know how to fully interpret them quite yet, allow yourself maybe to, you know, check the variety of different ways that you are able to intuitively sense things. Clairaudience, claircognizance, clairsentience. Even if it comes with like your taste or your smell, anything like that. I forgot what those two are called in the clairs. But it seems like you have a lot of variety within the way that you pick up on things. You have a lot of the clairs that integrate into one big intuitive way of seeing or channeling, honestly, of learning from dimensional realities. So this could be very hard, but the tip here is if you ask, allow yourself to check the variety of ways of sight in whichever way it comes to accumulate, and help you receive the answer, even if it comes with like closing your eyes or starting to practice some sort of like trance meditation work to retrieve these answers. Go on, you know, a visual quest, shamanic journeying, whichever you would like to call it. So yeah, going back to the Shekinah, the Sophia, you may already know what that is, but I'm going to explain it in case you don't. The Shekinah, the Sophia is the full embodiment of the divine feminine, okay? If you are looking into the Christos, the Christ consciousness, Jesus Christ, Yeshua, he was the divine masculine version, or often depicted as Christ consciousness, or the energy of the masculine side of Christ consciousness. The Sophia is the divine feminine side of the Christ consciousness. The Christos, if you're looking at collective consciousness, it has two polar entities within it, the Sophia or the divine feminine and the divine masculine. So whichever depiction of this universally as it goes, the divine feminine and divine masculine are just energies, right? And so there's a lot of divine feminine energy in here, but there's also a lot of divine masculine energy in here. And that goes to show, we have the lovers here. In tarot, we have the lovers here. It goes to show your balance of the two. It goes to show really how much you have learned and healed and accumulated, of healing both sides of your internal masculine and feminine, okay? One second, I'm getting something. Okay, yeah. you're integrating both of those very fluently. You're learning and healing from those very fluently. I was getting some idea that like you have healed a lot of the energy of both the divine feminine and masculine through yourself, trends of your ancestry. You may have experienced a lot of external experiences that you observed from and learned so much from within your life. This could be within familial experiences, you know, what you didn't want to be. You learned from a lot of the external experiences what didn't sit right with you. A lot of the false ways of acting as a male, as a female, whatever it is, what have you, you have really chosen to like heal your anima and animus. That's relative to Carl Jung, if you would like to look into the anima and animus. That's like aspects of the masculine and the feminine that are unhealed. And so you've seen that play out in your external reality for a good while throughout life. There may have even been times where, you know, there was almost parts of you before your awakening that slipped into these tendencies, and like you relatively quickly jumped onto the aspects of like, no, I don't like this. I don't like acting this way. I don't like feeling this way. I don't like the way that it makes me feel internally. I don't appreciate other people avoiding their own healing. And, you know, this might also too be where you may have held some shame around that because you didn't like the judgment that was coming from you with that. All you were doing though was expressing what you noticed through your observation. You don't cast. You honestly aren't very much of a caster of negative energy. So don't feel afraid to approach your sight behind that observation or observations in general. There's an importance here of really holding on to not what you have gone through, but how you have healed through it all. Really embracing who you are now, your soul, your higher self, your abilities, your power, your heart, the purity of it, all of the karma that you have cleared out in order for, you know, your soul to have approached the scales of judgment itself and had your heart not outweigh the feather, right? You're here because you initiated past the phase of judgment that opened you into this new doorway of divine awakening, divine integration, divine connection. And this is all because of the truth of who you are at heart and the grace of mastered experience you have done. So in tarot we have the Empress here. We have the Empress. A lot of major arcana. Okay, this is huge. The Empress. We have the Hermit. We have Six of Swords. We have the Star. We have the Strength card. The High Priestess. Or the High Priest. High Priestess. We have the Lovers. We have the Four of Cups in the reverse. And we have the King of Wands. We have the Fool, the dog's snoring still. We have the Three of Pentacles. The Hierophant in the reverse. And we have the Queen of Swords. All right. And then in the Shamanic Medicine Oracle deck, we have Offerings Wealth. This is a grand offering from your ancestors, from your ascended masters, from your angels, from your animals, from all of it to you. This is, of course, sure, a message to remind you to put out offerings if that's what you like to do. Maybe you already do, right? But this is gratitude for you. This message is really coming through as gratitude for you. What's being offered to you from Spirit for the work that you have done. This tarot line, this line of tarot cards coming out, you can't make this up. You watched me pull them. This is incredible, okay? This is deep. This is so deep and dense, right? This is so good. And, oh, it's beautiful, okay? There's so much here. This is very archetypal, right? But this is also shows a lot about your life path. It shows a lot about what you have already mastered through your life path, what you're going to continue to deepen connection with mastering through your life. But this is also like, this is long-term. This all shows a lot of long-term success, a lot of long-term fulfillment and bliss and dedication, improvement, and, you know, sure, it will come with a, you know, sometimes in your path, like slowing down for a moment to rest, to recuperate, to take a break. But this is so brilliant, and this is so amazing. Like, gosh. Puppy. Sir? Hey. I don't mind him snoring, but he can be distracting sometimes. Anyway, so let's go into this real quick. I know we're getting pretty long here. With the Empress here, this Empress and the Hermit, I saw that as you definitely going inward to retrieve your crown, to retrieve your soul, to retrieve who you are, who your soul is, the oversoul that you are, and integrate it. This Hermit is this path that you have taken to seek inward for higher learning, to seek inward to meditate and really accumulate all of the fragments of truth and soul codes of this Empress energy, this intuition, these abilities that your soul has carried for I want to say like thousands of years, but that could not even like be it, right? That can be an understatement. You're accumulating your ancient soul codes here, integrating them into you, using all of this old magic in this now world, and it's awakening so much depth within yourself, within your community. You're helping others connect to the ancient world, the ancient medicine, the ancient magic as well. Sorry, I have hair all over me. You are truly embodying that again. This is stuff that this world hasn't touched in centuries. You're doing it. You're doing it. And you're helping other people do it for themselves too. Because that's kind of what we gotta do, right? But it's also a big part of like the divinity of who you are, your role for this grand kingdom, okay? You're a leader, okay? Puppy. Thank you. Sorry to wake you up, but you're a leader. You are an intuitive seer. You are a high priestess, high priest, whichever one you are. Divine feminine, divine masculine in one. Sure, maybe you have an archetype of one or the other more predominantly, but, or more dominantly, but this is, I don't know who you are, so. This is incredible. So you've gone inward to accumulate these soul codes, to resurrect these soul codes, to really integrate them back into your vessel, into your being, gone through the Kundalini experience, awakening, activation. You maybe to, I'm not sure exactly what level you are, but I think that's pretty general right now for the sake of this reading. If you would like to work personally with me, I will have a panel at the end of this video that shows how to do a one-on-one with me, if you would like to do that, okay? It'll have a link, but this, we'll just keep going. I'm not going to be able to go too in-depth because we already have. Specifically to, like, say one singular individual, but this is incredible. Like, this is so deep. You have gone in, and I mean about the soul codes. Like, there's some details within this that so many people are going to resonate with in different ways, right? But awakening these soul codes, awakening this divine inheritance, this ancient inheritance through yourself of abilities, of magic, of wisdom, of teachings, of ancient teachings. You've kind of become this like huge generator of information, of wisdom, and you've done that because you chose to go internally to truly learn how to receive Six of Swords divine guidance, to seek clarity, to seek, you know, information and wisdom and guidance on how to, the star, awaken your soul, to integrate your soul, to be your soul, to truly allow your soul to radiate and expand and open and provide strength and hope and optimism and clarity and light for the world around you. In this mission, I do see this as like, this is because you understood you had a mission. This is called doing the work. You've done the work. You're doing the work. And you know how to do the work now. You really do. This, and I see it too, as like, sure, maybe there were times through the process where this was difficult for you, but you kept going. You were dedicated to doing this work. You have learned, probably through a lot of experimenting and a lot of trial and error and a lot of, you know, surrendering control in order to let it teach you how you receive guidance from your spirit guides, how you intuitively navigate, how you radiate your light properly, how you use your magic properly, how you manifest properly. It's very intuitive to you. It's very, you know, abstract. I'm saying a lot too that like you probably did a lot of this in a lot of different ways than like maybe they would teach in a book, right? Or maybe they would talk about in some sort of magical lecture hall, or, you know, you found your own way to do this. You're literally paving a new technique, new techniques behind so much of this work. And that, you know, sure, it might be intimidating because like in the external world, there are so many people who operate and do this stuff by the book. And that might make you feel like you don't have the credentials because like you're like, it just came to me. I didn't. Sure, reading is helpful, but it kind of just came to me. That shows how wise you are. It shows how strong you are. It shows how brilliant you are as a as a literal channel. You're a literal loophole tunnel. Like, you are the etheric bridge, natural, that can reach in and grab this energy and channel it and express it, use it, do with whatever it is that you do with it. Like, you do this so fluidly, and it shows, like, strength card, how strong you are. I also saw too this as, you know, your guides of, I'm not going to tie this to a specific dimension of guides, because this is literally like they're all offering you so much strength, but also showing you that they recognize your strength as this. Again, recognizing so much strength you have behind breaking the generational cycles, really practicing and dedicating yourself to mastering these soul codes, to learning about these soul codes, to integrating them, to doing the work in order to truly embody them and use them, and use this magic for positive purposes. That is significant here. You and I both know that this world, a lot of this world is based off of a lot of magic being misused by higher officials to manipulate this world, this experience. And you see past it. You see past the corruption within that, and you see how the light will still prevail. But you are really allowing yourself to harness the craft elegantly, morally, lawfully. You believe in that. You do it all from the heart, and it's all happening so divinely for you because you do it from the heart. He's playing around. He's rolling around on his back and stuff, just so you know. But this is why you're this high priestess, Kay. This is why this is out. But Rocky, I'm doing a reading, please. Sir? He's a big bear. I don't know if bears are important to you. But anyway, this is why you're this high priestess. This is why this is your role. All in all, through all of it, all the different archetypes and facets of your being that has a duty within one whole duty, this is the one personification of it. You are this sort of oversoul, this guardian that helps safely deliver information from one dimension to the next, and to the right people it belongs to. Whether you be an oracle, you know, a medium, a shaman, you know, a practitioner of any sort, this is what you do. You serve your community with this bridge between worlds work, and it provides so much medicine and insight for your community, for the world around you, for, you know, the people who resonate with you, the people who love you, the people that you love. It's taken you a long time to get here, but I also see it too as you picked up on it so quickly once it started happening, right? And it's incredible, you know. Again, I don't know, this bat, the high priestess, is wearing this emblem, this Egyptian emblem depicted as this divine feminine sun goddess, right? Isis. Up here. It's so ancient. Like, I'm kind of at a loss of words because there's so many directions that want to be talked about, and I know this is getting pretty long here, but it's beautiful. I'm speechless, and I hope you know this. I hope that this really adheres to you and you sit with the depths of it. Again, I know you have a relatively humble part of your soul, of your spirit, of, you know, your consciousness and your heart, and I think there's a part of you that's like, I know, you know. but there's so much depth to that. I think your guides want you to sit with yourself and allow yourself to like almost let yourself cry in gratitude. But you've earned this role. Your soul has traversed this experience so many times that you are now in a path where like this role is literally yours. And you know, I really do see a lot of like so many people coming to you for guidance, for your sight, for your perspective, for your wisdom. This could be, you know, this could be a lot of like what you've experienced within life, but I see this too as something that's going to yield you so much, like possibly even material abundance. Like this is gonna provide you sustainment on so many levels, okay? Financial, material, etheric, like within the heart space, emotional, so much fulfillment from so many different facets of fulfillment. Like this, you embracing this and just showing up. You might not fully have a game plan of how it's going to like lead to everything, but let the miracle happen. Miraculous changes are occurring. Trust the process. Allow the miracles to start occurring. You being here simply with all of this expertise and brilliancy is such a miracle. And sure, it's divine timing and it was supposed to happen. You were supposed to happen. You are the messenger of the ancient ancestors that said we will be back. You are that. You are the bringer. And I still think that that is such a freaking miracle, right? And so, sorry, I'm all over the place. So you are this high priestess. Embody the depth behind that role. Embody the spirit behind that role. Embody the honor behind that role because you have earned it. It's not just like, this isn't luck. This is because you've done the work. I'm seeing all these flurries like floating around, and you've done the work to earn this. This isn't just like, oh, you know, great. Like, and a lot of people might be like, oh, they just kind of like caught on to that really quickly or whatever. They're lucky or something. I don't know. This isn't around luck. This is around hard work, dedication, practice, and effort and experimentation and blind faith, terrifying blind faith. You're in it. This is yours. This is who you are. Maybe some other individuals have it in their path and soul codes to awaken to the same potential. Your job is to awaken them. Your job is to help them through awakening, help them learn this about themselves, help them accumulate their soul codes that represent this. This whole game is a collective effort. We need definitely to awaken the true high priests and priestesses of the ancient ancestors to serve as, you know, these large primary beings that can create this huge hand-in-hand vortex of energy around the planet and shift, you know, collectivity and rebridge the networks of communities. And with the lovers here, I know I had talked about that previously, this true integration of the divine feminine and divine masculine you have done inside of you. I also see this too as like, there's a lot in this that kind of shows like a little bit secret about like a divine connection. And the Lovers card, I don't usually tie that to like love readings, right? I don't tie that to romance much. I tie this to the self, being in alignment, being within the current, being, you know, going through the Kundalini activation, evolution, coming into the self, coming into alignment, into the soul. But there is a lot around this, you know. a connection that you may be aware of. I'm not going to touch on it much because it's really not being called to in this reading. But there's a lot of energy around, like, you know, divine intervention playing out for this type of energy, whether it be soulmate energy, you know, and this could be multifaceted soulmates, you know, specific individuals that 11001 on the clock. Soul connections that you're supposed to meet, soul family, people who can honestly like complement your role so fluently, and you can create this community of so much divinity of everyone. Look, bottom of the deck, 10 of Cups, right? Soul fam. The varieties of archetypes within this depiction of soul family, right? So much strength. I see a lot of so much collaborative strength that creates this such beautiful flowing divine ecosystem within a community that's going to influence this ripple effect for like so many other communities like sprouting up out of nowhere, because what you're doing is gonna happen times 10, times 100, times whatever externally, and create these open doors etherically for collective consciousness to also create this navigational movement. 11111 on the clock. 11111. Okay, yeah. The next card we have here, the Four of Cups in the reverse. I see a lot of this too is saying like a storyline. You had this epiphany of who you were as a soul with the Empress here, right? This caused you to, the Hermit, go internal because you were honestly very shocked and inspired and devoted to learn more. Through there, you received divine guidance, divine connection, and divine information, intervention even, of who you are as a soul with this Star card. This showed you so much the strength of your soul, probably a lot of maybe regressional experiences too, that helped you really understand what provides you so much strength in this current life, in this current experience, because of all of the things that you have faced as a soul through so many different incarnative experiences. You have seen where you've sort of been like a high priestess energy for probably several experiences, right? Several incarnative experiences. And this is showing you now where the stars are literally aligning for you to show up and be this in this world as well. Because of all of this Four of Cups in the reverse, I see that as that's creating so much space for you to focus on so many facets of things rather than the external world kind of trapping you and only seeing, you know, one little small aspect of what this current reality is. And that's really causing you to see so much behind the veil, so much of what this experience represents, what the purpose of it is, you know, even if it includes like the matrixical side of things, this King of Wands, you're coming into mastering the fullest potential of your soul, of your craft, of your magic, of your being. And the Fool, this is opening the doorway. This is opening this cosmic gateway for a higher vibrational world to come through for the world, for the collective, for yourself, yeah. But there's a part in here where I don't know if you recognize, it'd be, if you do, that's amazing. But there's a part in this where this ties so much to the collective, to collective consciousness, to, you know, you being like a literal cause to the ripple effect here, you bringing in so much energy for a deeper dimensional experience of reality for the collective here. You are opening this like huge portal of energy to a higher vibrational state of abundance and bliss and fulfillment and happiness for the ground, for the kingdom. And Three of Pentacles, you're definitely being recognized for that, okay? Like, you are being seen exactly for this. You're being seen for the brilliancy in such a positive, honorable way. You know, the work that you have done, the dedication you've done it regardless if people didn't understand why you're doing it. You're following the internal calling, the at heart drive and strength and passion and hope to do this work regardless. And where, you know, in the past you may have been like seen falsely for all of this, now it's all starting to make sense. Your guides are seeing you. The world is starting to see you. Everything's coming to the light. Even the people who persecuted you in the past, they might even have this weird, like, stumbling around part of them that's like, whoa, like, they don't know how to approach you because they're choked up. They're choked up for what happened. They're choked up for their own words. They portrayed you as a lot of different things that they are now seeing in your truth that you are not. All of the things that they wished upon you for you to trip up and fall or be you know, personified as in this world, is you're showing up as the exact fucking opposite, excuse me. But like, you're truly being recognized now for this truth, for this incredibility that you are, for the positivity that you are, even if it comes to like all of the varieties and facets of your character that have to have a role within your life. You're being seen in the truth of all of those with acceptance. That's the biggest part, is not just being seen for who you are, but being accepted for who you are in the grand scheme of things. And I saw this Hierophant too. This is also a note and forewarning. If these people of the past who didn't recognize you properly, they try to come back and gain some sort of like mentor work from you or guidance from you or try to talk to you, in the Hierophant in reverse, I saw very prominently as don't help them. It's okay. They'll find their proper guidance in someone who can help them. You don't do it. There's a point here, and also how much boundary learning that you have learned how to use and do, and using your voice for that. And that could also be why this is in the reverse, because there's a little bit more to accumulate behind this. But this is really saying like, don't help the people who tore you down, or the people who like spoke on your name ill-willedly, is that the right wrongly, you know, incorrectly, negatively. But this is really too like, don't think that you're like, sure, you might be a student moving forward in certain ways and ways of expression, experience, whatever, but like, I saw this in the reverse is like maybe not fully knowing that like you're qualified for mentoring now. You really are. And in your specific intuitive form of way, you're qualified to begin helping others learn, to start sharing your voice in order to influence, you know, so many people who are seeking advice and wisdom and clarity through all of this. You're ready to pick up to put on the pants and be the teacher, to be the, you know, the mentor. And it's because Queen of Swords, you've been able to fly above. You've been able to see the world from so much of a bigger picture, to see your reality from so much of a bigger picture, to see your community from such a larger picture, the world, whatever it is, what have you. You've learned to really zoom out and see the larger span of things and how everything works. You understand the connections between all things here, and this is why you can lean into this work. And this is also a part of why you are this high priestess energy here. Also too, I saw that as like setting boundaries, you know, being really good at being sharp with your mind, being sharp with your perspective, also honoring that perspective when you need to set boundaries with it, it's like a stark sword, assertive, but also like, this is also coming with like this integration of knowing that is still very graceful of you to do so. Last card again, we had offerings, wealth. Oh, embrace the warmth of this card. This is also too a lot of oranges and yellows and reds, a lot of lower chakra energy, the root, the sacral, the solar plexus. We got these rain droplets and this fire, very dualistic and very rich and abundant, and this is yours. If you're in a space of gratitude, I even see there being that there's a lot of orange. Maybe like put out some oranges. We're getting closer to the summertime, right? Put out some oranges, maybe even with like the summer solstice as an offering. But it also, oranges represent a lot of wealth, a lot of abundance, a lot of richness and creativity. But maybe even putting out some offerings saying, well, first allow yourself to really sit with the gratitude and feel it and radiate within it, but then like share that gratitude with your guides, with your soul. Even create an altar and set out some offerings and let it be for your guides, but very also strongly for yourself. I'm so proud of you. Look forward to your future, because there's going to be a lot of surprises that I couldn't speak on in here. It's a surprise. And know that you are a teacher, you are a master, you are so divine and so incredible, and you have mastered this by your own hard work and dedication. So really adhere to that. I love you. I'm so proud of you. Congratulations.